So with that, we covered almost all the major options that are available in build pipeline. So when it comes to build pipeline, the first one tasks is very important, where you will define the pipeline data, where is your source code, and what are all the steps you are going to perform as part of this build pipeline. And in variables, you will give the variable values. Yeah, and in variables, so you will create variables within this variable section, or you can create variables in variable groups in library, or else even you can create variables in Azure portal in Key Vault, and you can link them to the pipelines. Then triggers. So we have majorly three types of automation triggers: continuous integration trigger, schedule trigger, and build completion trigger. So apart from these three, we will have another trigger, which is a manual trigger. So generally in interview questions, as I said, so they will always prefer to give you answer three triggers only, but it's better to give four triggers. So either I can trigger manually or I can go for three automation triggers. Okay, then we will see options. See, options are like different features. Options are like different features which we can implement within the pipeline. And how this pipeline runs, what are the properties of this pipeline, those all things are here. So when you are creating a pipeline, what you do, we will just give the name of this pipeline. But if you want to tell the people that, okay, this pipeline is created for this, or this is a purpose of this pipeline, then you can go for a description. And if you have observed the pipelines, just a second, guys. Yes. So if you observe the pipelines, you will see a number for this pyruns. See, it's like 416, 417. So whenever I'm running a pipeline, so the build number is generated. So I'm not giving this number. So what is the help of this number when you are deploying? Okay, when you are deploying, and moreover, every build will have separate code. If you remember, in here I have written hello world in the source code, but here I removed hello world in the source code. Okay, here I removed hello world in the source code. In some of the source code, my variables are like Rajesh and location is Hyderabad. But in some of the source code, my variables are like Rajesh Kumar and the location is Chennai. So that means each and every build, even the source code is different. The source code is different. So when you want to deploy something to your production environment or any other environment, you can select specific build by giving these numbers. You can select specific build by giving these numbers, and you can deploy only the changes from that build only. So That is how you generate a build number. So here I have not given any specific format. That's why it is taking as some, I mean, the continuation number 412, 413, 414. But there are some formats available. So if I open some other builds, there you will see some specific formats. So here in these pipelines, so you see, so it was ran on first. So it says 2021 0901, and on the day, this is the first build. On the day, this is the first build. So if I go to some other, yeah, any so if I go to this, yeah, here you can see. So this ran on July 23rd. This ran on July 23rd. So it was 2021 July 23rd. On that day, this is the first bill. On the same day, I ran second bill. So it says 2021 July 23rd, second bill. So this way, you can have specific format for your build numbers. So that's what you can design here. That's what you can design here. Build number format. How you want to have the build number. Even in the other project also you can see there are some bills which are having random number 415, 400, 389, 333, 320. So in these bills, there will be no specification for the build number. But here in this build, so there may be specification, that's why it is getting as 2021. So that build number specification you can give in the options category. So how you can give the options category? So here we have documentation available. So how to give the build number format? How to give the build number format? So see, if you specify this build number format, so this is like the build number format. This is the entire build number format. So here you can have. So this is something like it gives only the number. It gives only the number, but it gives number date. So now what I will do, I will try this one. So I will try this one. Why? Because there is no specific format for my build. I will try this one. So now I will save and run a sample build. Just a second. Still I have something. Okay, so the key vault which I linked yesterday, I have deleted that. So what I will do, I will unlink this variable group and I will create the password here itself. Okay. Now save and queue. For comment, build number updated. Okay, build number. It's not build number, the format updated. See, now you see the number. See how the number came. Here is until yesterday it is 427. But the latest one, what it says? 2021 0929. So the build number format changed. So this is how you manage the build IDs, build numbers. This is very useful when you have multiple builds are running. Okay, multiple builds are running. So the entire formats are available in the documentation, guys. So I tried only one version. You can try multiple versions. So how you want to have this build number ID? Okay, how you want to have this build member ID. So even the link of this documentation is here in the options itself. We know anyway this build will run successfully, right? Because there is no much code. So it says executed by. Okay, see, this was displaying here because any idea why it is displaying here? Yesterday and day before yesterday, it is not displaying.
Lock cheyaledu.
Right. Yes. So while creating the extra variable, I forgot to lock it. If I go to edit pipeline, here in the variables, this is the password. I forgot to lock it. I forgot to lock it. Okay. That's okay. Anyway, we are done with variable groups, some variables. Even you got some idea. So why it is displaying and when it will not display. Now we are in options. So even the link to this documentation is available here itself. So this link is nothing but how you give build member format. So no need to remember or keep these links ready. It's available on the cell. So this is how you give build member format, and this is about the description. Okay, now see. So these are the options available. So queue and start builds when agents available. So if you see in the run, so here it says, so it got agent name, hosted agent and the agent name. So whenever the agent is available, initially it will be in the queued status. So initially it will be in the queued status. Okay, duration. It was in queue status for 10 seconds. So if you want to run this build, you can keep this enabled. So whenever you run, if the agents are available, it will be run. If you disable, so it will not. See, if I select disable, order itself disabled. That means you can modify the build or you can update this build, but you are not going to run this build. But you are not going to run this build. Okay. So these are enabled and disabled options. Then click new work in this build. Automatically link new work in this build. So even you can read the below information clearly. So when you build completes successfully, create links to all work items linked to associated changes. Create links to all work items to associated changes. So what is this associated changes? Associated change is nothing but commit. Associated change is nothing but commit. So if I go back to commit, so this is our project. Repos commits. So in one of the commits, I have work item assigned. Yeah, it's 1146. So when I go to 1146, 1146. See, in the development area, there is no build link. In the development area, there is no build link. If I enable this option, so now whenever this build completes, it will be linked to the work item. It will be linked to the work item. Here under development area, So now what I will do, we will see this option as well. Go back to work items. So I will create a new work item. I will create a new task, right? Just confused. So link this to a build directly. So link this to a build. Nothing to change, save. Keep it at the 70. Now what I'm doing, so I enable this option, right? Now, when I go for save and queue, okay, this is now the CA was disabled, right? Okay. So I will keep it save. Okay, save. Now I will go for this repos. So I will do a modification. So what if I want to get to date or in PowerShell? So there will be a command for get to date. So I can get to dates in different formats. So I will go for the syntax to make it true. I'm going for Google only. So I'm not going to write anything on my own. So it says get to date different parameters. There are different parameters. If I go for examples, so I will just get date only. So keep it as just date. Okay, keep it as get to date. So in our script on top, I will add get to date. Okay, commit. So while committing, I am attaching a work item. The work item will be link this to build. Okay, link this to build. Commit. Okay, now this committed is 06235. And here if I queue this, okay, here if I queue this, run. Okay. Now there is a work item. See, there is a work item that will be 1155 link this to build. Okay. Now if I go to that work item, see now it is only commit ID. Let the build completes. Okay, let the build completes. See. So I think the moment I came here, the link got created. So here the build completed. Okay, here the build completed. Okay. Here the build completed and the same build link. See, integrated in build. This is the build ID. And the same work item is already linked with commit as well. So the build got linked because of this option. You enabled this option. So go to edit options because of this option. So you enable automatically link new work in the build. So whatever work items associated with the changes, in all those work items, a build link will be created. If you click on this, it will take you to build only. Okay. So that is the option. The next option is create work item on failure. So if in our case, everything is going good. In our case, everything is going good. So it's okay. No errors, nothing. All my runs are getting succeeded. So what if my builds are failed? Okay, I might have configured a scheduled build. Okay, I might have. So here, if you come here, so I configured a schedule. Let's say every day evening 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock. And during that time, nobody will be there in the office. That's why I scheduled. And I forgot, guys. So we have added this get date, right? let us see what is the output. Yeah, okay. We got the date complete format. Wednesday, September 29, 2021. And most probably the Microsoft hosted agents, okay? The Microsoft hosted agents will always have UTC time, guys. Will always have UTC time. So don't get confused with this time. So it's 7:40 now, it's 2:07 now. So it's UTC time means minus 5:30. We are UTC plus 5:30. So UTC means UTC plus or minus 0. London. So not only Microsoft, all the cloud providers, okay, all the cloud providers will always use UTC plus 0 or minus 0. I mean standard time. So they will follow standard time for their all cloud systems. For their all cloud systems. Why? Because that is the standard time, right? So that's why everybody will prefer UTC plus 5:30, UTC minus 5:30. That's the standard time. So that's the reason when you see this time, it's like 2:07 or 2:10 right now. Okay, so yes, whatever change we did in the code, it got displayed on the output, and even the build output has been linked to the work item as well. So the options are working fine. Now the other option is, so when this build got failure, okay, if the build gets failure, how I will notify? How I will notify, and how I can say to some people that okay, there is something got failed. You scheduled that build yesterday night, but by the time you come in the morning, it's already late, almost 12 hours late. Yesterday night 8 o'clock the build got failed. Today morning 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock you came to office. Now you are seeing that the build got failed. So to avoid these kind of things, so we are making something like create a work item on failure. Okay, create a work item on failure and assign it to the requester. So whoever triggers this build, the work item will be assigned to him. So which kind of work item you need? So I need bug only. Why? Because the build got failed. I need bug only. Why? Because the build got failed. So I enabled this option. I enabled this option. Now what I will do in the tasks, file path is something like PS1, right? I will select another one. I will select file one. I will select file one. Now I expect this build should fail. Why? Because this is not a PowerShell script. This is not a PowerShell script. So I expect this build should fail. And here I will go to back to work items. Okay, back to work items. Save and queue. Okay, save and queue. So build failure work item. Okay, build failure work item. Save and run. So now I expect this build should fail. Why? Because we have not selected the PowerShell script to execute. So here the last work item was 1155. The last work item was 1155. Let's see how the build run goes and what happens to the work items page. What happens to the work items page? So this is queued status. You can see here. So request to queue position information. This is in queued. Okay, this is in queued. Yeah. So now the queue got cleared. Now the queue got cleared. It got a agent name. See. So the build got failed. Okay, the build got failed. Good. The build got failed. I know it will fail. Now let's see the work items. This is the work items. I am refreshing this window. Now that last one was 1155. I am refreshing this window. See, there is a work item got created. There is a work item got created and the format is bug because we selected the format as bug and it says the title like build 20210929 failed. Build 2021 failed. And here is the build link. The status is failed. This is the build link. The status is failed. And it got assigned to me only. Why? Because I triggered the build. It got assigned to me. Why? Because I triggered the build. So that is how it's failed, right? Why it's still it is running? Yeah, it's failed. Okay. Sometimes it takes time even to update the status as well. So that is how you link the successful builds. See here, when they are successful, if you want to link them, you need to enable this. But when there are failure, it's automatically links to the work item. Okay, so these are the options. Then status badge. What is this status badge? So status badge is something which you can use in your documentation to display the status of this build. Whether the build is successful or failure, you can display the status on the wiki pages. Now I will go to the wiki. So wiki. Okay. I will edit the same document. Know the latest status of the builds below. And what is that below? So this is markdown language, guys. This is markdown language. Based on your documentation, they will give you three kinds of options. So one is image URL, another one is image URL with specific branch. Next one is markdown link. So I want to keep this in markdown. I want to keep this in markdown. So I will copy this link. I will copy this link and I will keep it in my documentation. See, the moment I paste the link, it's getting displayed as failed. Why? Because the recent build was failed. The recent build was failed. That's why the status displaying as failed. Now save this. Save. Close. So here, to know the latest status of the builds, check below, and the check below is failed. So if I click on this, open in new tab, it will take me to the builds page only. It will take me to the builds page only. So that is nothing but a hyperlink to the build page. Now you no need to update the status. As I told you, this work item status will automatically updated in the wiki pages. The same build status also will be automatically updated in the wiki pages. Now if I go back and if I update this, so this is failed because of the script. Now I select PowerShell script, save and queue, save and run, keep it. Now be on the wiki page. Okay, be on the wiki page. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Now this is failed because the recent run got failed. Now what about the recent run? Obviously this will get succeed. Obviously this will get succeed. So we might have seen, so this is all the work items created. If you go to the history, it will tell you. So build failure. See, this is build failure, a work item created. And going to the links, there will be a link to the build. Going to the links, there will be a link to the build. So sometimes people used to get confused with the links and attachments. Both are different, guys. So people will say attachment is nothing but linking a document, right? No. So attachment is something uploading a document, not linking. Linking means you are linking which is already existed or you are creating something new. So existing item or new item. So the new item is most probably work item only. The new item most probably work item only. Work item only. So links are to work items. Attachments can be anything, a file, document, anything. Now here if you see the build got succeeded, the build got succeeded. And this page it shows fail only. Now what I will do, I will just refresh this page. See, it got succeeded. It got succeeded. So this way, you can create work items when a build gets failure. That shows pipelines are directly linked with boards. So pipelines can be linked with boards. So whenever there is a build failure, you are creating a work item, right? Whenever there is a build failure, you are creating a work item. And even whenever there is a build success, I think here, yeah. Whenever there is a build success, you are linking the build status to the work item. See, this is succeeded build. You are linking the success build as well. And we obviously know every build is connected with repository. Every build is connected with repository. So that means these two are linked. Repos and pipelines are interlinked. So in this page, if you don't know what is the repo name, what is the branch, what is the commit ID, then even running this build is useless when you don't know all these options. So what is this repo, what is this master, and what is this commit? Okay. And then now the status is being displayed in wiki documents. Now the status is being displayed in wiki documents. That means even pipelines can be linked with overview section as well. It may be wiki pages or summary. So in summary, right now I have, here also it is displaying. Here also it is displaying in the summary. Why? Because I updated this on wiki. I updated this on wiki. This is nothing but wiki page only. So on the summary it is displayed. On the summary it is displayed. Now if I come to dashboards, so now there are no builds, right? I can add a widget with the build ID. So this is build history, add, done editing. Now in this section, configure. Earlier when you tried, there are no builds, guys, but now we have two builds. So I will select first build, see, save. See, now you see. So these all green ones are succeeded. The red one was failure. What I can do. So I will bring this top. Yeah. And even I can change the configurations. Okay. Okay. Done editing. See. So this is your work items. Here itself you can see the recent work item is failed. And what are all the work item states? There are 3 active, 5 new. 3 active, 5 new. And these are the bills. So before that there are no runs, but recently I have multiple runs. All are succeeded, there is one failure. And this is like duration, guys. See, the largest one is like 34 seconds. This is 16 seconds. And even the failed one was for 16 seconds. So this is like duration, how much time it ran. So summary page, you can display the build status. Dashboards, you can display the build status. Wiki, you can add the build status. Boards, you can link the build status, whether it is failed or succeeded. And then repos, we are running the builds on repos only. So whenever you go to the repo, this is nothing but the link to the build. This is nothing but the link to the build. If I click on this, see. This is nothing but link to the build. So on repos also we have build status. Now in pipelines, we are in pipeline status. This is how every service is connected. Every section is connected with other section. So those all are options. Those all are options. Like first one is description, build number. Are you enabling or disabling? So if it is success, add, link. If it is fail, create a work item and then link. So where you want to display the status in wiki pages or wherever you want to display. So this is all about entire build properties. And this is like build job properties. So what is build job? So this is the build job. So this is the build job. This is the build job. This is the build job. So we have that properties. Now, coming to our pipelines. Okay, coming to our pipelines. Luckily, all our runs are completed within 1 minute. All our runs are completed within 1 minute. Sometimes what happens, if there is something wrong in your code, okay, if there is something wrong in your code, it will run for hours and hours. It will run for hours. But as you are using free account, we have some limitations on the build time. So what is the limitation? The limitation is 1800 minutes. 1800 minutes, that means 30 hours, 30 hours. So if the build is running continuously for hours and hours, all your build duration will be completed within 1 day. Whatever free minutes you are getting, those free minutes will be completed within 1 day. To avoid such scenarios, we are enabling a timeout option. If the build runs more than 60 minutes, okay, if the build runs more than 60 minutes, cancel the build. So cancel the build. The build runs, build timeout 60 minutes and cancel the build. Cancel the build. Okay. So if it is running more than 5 minutes, so it will wait for 60 minutes. After 60 minutes, within 5 minutes, it will cancel. It will cancel. So these are the options. Build job, build timeout. These are majorly used to save your times. To save your times. And coming to this, demands. So these demands are something which you are expecting on the build agent. So here if you see, I have selected agent pool as Azure Pipelines and I selected some agent which has Windows operating system. But I am expecting Git should be installed on this machine. I am expecting Git should be installed on this machine. For that purpose, you can come here, you can add. Let's say, git.cmd, I believe. So it exists. Okay, it exists. Yeah, it exists. Or if you are specifying something, some folder name, let's say agent.name equals to local PC. So in this scenario, what happens if you go to the build job? It says run on agent, right? It says run on agent. So this is the agent. So if you give these kinds of agents, so the agent must have to run, specify which capabilities the agent must have. So the agent name should be local PC or the agent should have git install, git exist, git install. So these are like options. You can specify the demands here. Okay, you can specify the demands here or you can specify the demands here as well. Here also we have demands. Agent.name, it may be equals to local PC. Agent.name equals to local PC. But when you are using Azure hosted pool, this is Azure hosted pool. See, hosted pool. The problem here is, so these are agent pools. There will be separate session. Don't worry. So this is our hosted agent. This is, if you go to capabilities, there will be nothing. Why? Because these agents are being managed by Microsoft, so you cannot have any capabilities defined here. But here in the options, what it says, specify which capabilities the agent must have. But I am selecting the agent pool of Azure Pipelines. And if I go to Azure Pipelines agent pool, I have multiple agents. Okay, I have multiple agents. And if I go to here, see 11 minutes ago, there is a build ran. See, this is the build, right? 11 minutes ago, first project CI. And if I go to the capabilities, there are no such capabilities. So when you are using Azure pipelines, most cases, when you are using Azure pipelines, you cannot define the capabilities. Cannot define the capabilities. So this won't work when you are using Azure pipelines. When you are using your own agent pool, hosted agent pool, then you will have something. Then you will have something, you can define some capabilities. You can define some capabilities. So for now, this won't work. Okay, here also, this won't work. Okay, when you are going through agent pools, that time I will tell you what is this. That time I will tell you what is this. So those are all the options that are available in options category. In under options, these are all the options that we can utilize. You can create a work item, you can link the work item, you can have a proper version number. Now history. Now history. So see, history is nothing but the update data, the modifications data. How many times you got modified? Those all things will be available here. Those all things will be available here. So when this was first created, after that, how many changes happened? Now, if you see, so this is my first pipeline. So I will get an option. Okay, sorry. Yeah. So I will get an option. Compare difference. Recent change. Okay, recent change. Compare difference. Compare difference. When I go for compare difference, the difference will be showed to you in JSON format, guys. So you need to understand the JSON format. Okay, you need to understand the JSON format. So the difference will be showed to you in JSON. This is JSON format. So the modifications are highlighted here. The modifications are highlighted here. Okay, the modifications are highlighted here. So if you go to the red color, it will display. So earlier there is no password variable. Earlier there is no password variable, but later we created a password variable. That's why it is highlighted here. Then, so the comment updated. The comment updated. Earlier there is no comment. I saved without comment, but later in the change I added a comment. Okay, and here it's enabled true, false. The enabled true, false. And then there are some modifications. So here the some modifications are obviously the URL will change, the pipeline run will change, and the creation date will change. Right? Because you are modifying, right? You are modifying. So the creation date will change. And even the revision. So this revision number is 12, this revision number is 13. That means this pipeline got modified 13 times. This pipeline got modified 13 times. So that is history. How many times you modified and what are all the changes. If you are not sure about these changes, sometimes what happens, you might have modified this by mistake. You might have modified this by mistake. In that case, you can go to previous date. Let's say this is 28. Today we are in 29. I can revert this. I can revert this. Revert means you are restoring the previous version of the pipeline. You are restoring the previous version of the pipeline. So you are clear, right? So restoring means I might have done some wrong changes. So I don't want to keep those changes. I will restore the previous version. So if someone comes and see, they will see their old changes only. They will not see my changes. Why? Because I don't want to keep my changes. They are wrong. So you can revert. So first you will go for compare. First you will go for compare. If you see here, there is no triggers, guys. This version has no triggers enabled. This version has no triggers enabled. So I enabled triggers here. So if I want to keep the triggers, let's see if you see here. So there is a build completion trigger available right now, but in the history, something I compared, right? Yeah. Okay. Now this is something. There are triggers. In the next change, the triggers are removed. So it's clear, right? So if you want to keep these triggers enabled, then simply I can go back, take this, revert. Now, if I go for revert, so let's say this is 8:13 a.m., right? And what are the triggers now? There is a build completion trigger, no other triggers. Now go back, 8:13 a.m., revert to pipeline. Okay, it says saves, directly saving. Now the triggers, even in the variables also, so there are no variable limits, but I deleted the variable group. Let's see what happens if I go for compare difference. Okay, there are triggers, and then the variable is Chennai. Okay, Rajesh Kumar, variable group. So in this case, the variable group is linked. Okay, in this case, the variable group is linked. Now what I will do, I will go back, I will revert pipeline. So, but reverted to previous version. Save. Now if I go for triggers, see the build completion trigger got removed. The build completion trigger got removed. Earlier there is a build completion trigger. Now in the variables, see, I got a variable group linked. And coming to here, there is no password. There is no password with user 123. There is no password with user 123. So these all changes will happen when you restore the previous versions. Whatever changes are there in the previous version, those changes will come to your build. Okay. Now there are still some other options. So after history also we have some other options. Summary. The summary will take you to the runs, guys. The summary will take you to the runs. How many times this pipeline got run and what are all the status of those runs? Green is success. Okay, green is success. Red is failure. Let me show you some other statuses. I have some other status available here. I go to pipelines. Yeah. See, green is success. This is cancelled. Okay, green, cancel, fail, and then there will be some statuses which are no runs. See, these are no runs, blank, no runs. Okay, no runs. And then there will be two other statuses. They are like running queued. You will see those when you are running this pipeline. You will see those status when you are running this pipeline. Okay, that is summary page. Then queue you already know. So here in this button, let's say, if I go for hosted, so let's say either you save or save as a draft or save and queue. If you only go for save, you will get this queue button. Now I am going back. Okay. Yeah. So it's already saved. That's why I got this queue button. Queue button means even you see the play symbol. When you want to run, you can go for run. Okay. So these are all the options. Then there are one more option here. Help is support page, guys. Help is support page. It takes you to the docs page only. See, it takes you to the docs page. So here we have complete documentation. Azure pipelines documentation. You can read all the documentation. So sign up when I want to run any system. So stages, tasks, triggers. In triggers, you will have all the idea. Okay, and even there are some video tutorials as well. So if I'm not wrong, I think these are video tutorials. So the icon. These are like documents. This is like something like video tutorials. Somewhere. You just randomly check this. I remember documents only. Sometimes I have seen some video tutorials, but documentation page will help you to refer any doubt in pipelines. So that is about help. Then security. Security is all about permissions. Security is all about permissions. So when you click on this, whoever have access to this build pipeline, so they can edit pipeline, they can edit build quality, they can delete builds, okay, they can delete build pipeline, they can manage build queue, they can queue builds, they can stop builds. Okay, so these are all permissions. Whoever have permissions, let's say here, for suppose if I go to administrator, all permissions are set. All permissions are set. Allow. Everything is allow. Okay, but if I go to readers, nothing is set. Nothing is set. Why? Because readers will not have access to delete build, manage build, queue build, stop build. They will not have any permissions. They will not have any. Only view permission is there because they are readers. View builds, view build pipelines. They will have only view permissions because they are readers, only readers. And there is separate group build administrators. So even these are same like project administrators. These are same like project administrators. Okay, and then project collection administrators. Everything, all are same. So the administrator word itself says they are admins and they will have all the permissions. But readers, they are only readers. They will not have all the permissions. They will have only view permissions. Why? Because they are readers. You are not allowed to do modify anything. You are allowed to only see, only view. Okay, so that is all about help and security. So these are all the options that are available in pipeline. So variables, triggers, options, history. Each and every category will give you one interview question, guys. Every category will give you some interview questions. Variables. So what is the variable groups? I have some variables in key vaults in Azure. Can I link them? Yes. So I want to lock some variables. Yes, you can lock. You can keep them secret. I want to hide. You can keep them secrets. I have some secure files. I want to attach them. Yeah, if you have files, keep them in variable groups in library. You can use them in the build pipeline. You can use them in the build pipeline. Then triggers. How many triggers are there? How many triggers are there? I want to trigger my build when there is another build completes. Yes, you can enable it by going to the build completion trigger. I want to trigger my build every day or only weekends or day by day. Yeah, you can select. When it says every day, select all days. When it says day by day, leave those days. When they says only weekends, make it only Saturday and Sunday. Specific time. Those all changes you can use. Then options. I want to create a work item on the build failure. Yes, we have option. You can create a build. See, even I just now I restored the build, right? Even these options got disabled automatically. Even these options got disabled automatically. Why? Because these are not enabled in the previous version. So if you want to enable, you can enable. I want to save this build, but I want to disable. Yeah, you can disable. It will not trigger. It will not trigger. Okay. So I want to update the status in wiki pages. Yes, we have a link. You can take the status and update in the wiki page. So every page history. So can I restore my old build versions? Yes, you can restore. Yes, you can restore. You can compare, and if the changes matches, you can revert. If the changes matches, you can revert. So now I did some modifications. That's why it is giving this option. Discard. That means cancel. Discard. Yes, confirm. So now if I do some modification, so let's say if I do some modification, again it got save button, again it got discard button. So discard, confirm. So it got disabled. So discard is one of the option which you want to cancel the ongoing changes, modifying changes. Summary queue. How to manage the permissions? Go to the pipeline, go to the security. Not only here, if you go to the pipeline, so this is your pipeline, right? You will have security here as well. Yeah, manage security. Manage security. And these are all the options. Pause pipeline, rename, status badge. Status badge. So delete, schedule runs, everything you can see here. Here also you will get these options. Edit, run, manage, rename, delete. Edit, run, manage, rename, delete. So rename, manage security will take you to the permissions page only. Run pipeline you want to run. Edit means you want to go to the edit mode. Rename or move. So move means if you have any folders created here, you can keep them all in one folders. You can keep them all in one folders. I have shown you here. I have see. There is a folder. Inside folder I have 2 builds. Outside folder I have some other builds. I can manage something inside folders. All here you can create a folder. Here you can create a folder and move this to that folder. Let's say I will create a folder. Builds, create, and keep it the sound outside only. But this is extra build, right? So move to extra builds. Okay, save. See now it is when where it will be in extra builds. So this is how we use move or rename. See here rename also. You can rename. So this is all about pipelines, and we already covered everything in library. So what is variables, how to create variable group, and how to link this variable group with Azure Key Vaults. Confirm. No, I don't have the Key Vault as well. I removed the Key Vault in the Azure portal, so that's why I removed. Okay. So save. I did some modification. Variable group must have at least one variable. Okay. So it's mandatory that you should have one variable. One variable. So Rajesh. Okay. Save. Done. So in library also we covered everything. So how to upload files and security, wherever you go to security, that is all about permissions. Who can access, who can manage, who can delete, and help is again, it will take you to the documents page only. Help is again, it will take you to the documents page only. Okay. Tomorrow we will jump into the next topic, either environments, religious task groups based on the scenario. Yes.